Hi. Actually, I just came here to feel the energy.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. I was here 2.5 years ago, and I was sneaking in my daughter in the last break. Esther saw her and waved at her. And we played a little game, my daughter and me. It started 3 years ago. I was listening to Abraham, and I heard the word vortex. And the same second, I looked from the car to the right, and I saw a truck saying vortex.
And when that happens, acknowledge how really, really good the universe is at giving you everything that you're ready to let yourself see. And then right now, let's all visualize, imagine what it feels like when there's a convergence of many things all at once happening all day long like that. So that everywhere you go, there's another piece of evidence about your alignment and about your deservability. Because those are the kinds of things that move your expectation into one of well-being and worthiness, which is the best way of saying of letting it in. Yeah.
So now when we drive to my family who lives in Germany, we always say okay, how many vortex trucks are we going to see? And it's a little game. And my daughter figured out that I was better at it. So now she picks a lower number, so she wins. Yesterday we came back from Germany and we played the game again and we took a break. And we saw this one.
Can you get it?
Sharp enough?
So that's a good manifestation, isn't it?
Yes. But it's easy, it's fun, it's a game, so that's why it's so easy.
Some years ago, if you've been listening to us for a while, you know this story. It's our favorite. When Esther was still doing telephone consultations, so that's how long ago this was. And Jerry and Esther were in San Diego at the time. And the woman on the phone was wanting things and unhappy that they were not coming. And we were wanting to teach her how to be the deliberate creator. And she wasn't having any of it. She wanted us to be a fortune teller and just tell her where everything was so she could just go get it. And so she was not enjoying the conversation. So we thought, well, we'll take another approach to it. We'll set her on her path of understanding attraction. So we said, let's talk about something else for a little while. Let's talk about blue glass. And she said, why? We said, just for fun. Not fun for me, she said. We said, well, we'll have fun with it. Just think about blue glass and all the different shades of blue and all the different densities of blue. Some of it's clear, some of it's opaque. Blue glass. We talked to her about blue glass for more than 68 seconds. And then we said, now let's talk about feathers. And so we talked about feathers. She was not happy to talk about feathers. She didn't want feathers. She saw no point in talking about feathers, but we talked about feathers for 68 seconds. And then we said, now let's talk about butterflies. It was the same thing. She didn't hang up abruptly, but she wanted to. And so Jerry was not listening to the consultation. Esther is in a different frame of mind as she is doing the receiving, but she was receiving it in some ways, but not really, not remembering what went on during the conversation. And right after the consultation, the telephone consultation, Jerry and Esther went to lunch. And so they went into La Jolla and parked the car at the beautiful Valencia and walked down the street to their favorite restaurant and had lunch at George's. And then Jerry said, let's walk down to the Cove, which is the most beautiful place. The most beautiful place where the land meets the sea. That's the way Jerry describes this place. And so down they went. And as they were walking down, talking like they are always doing, something came first. It was a shop that we were talking about earlier. And Esther said, let's go in. And Jerry said, let's not. I'm hungry. Let's go in. So Esther dragged him in, and the shop had the most large display of blue glass that they'd ever seen. Nothing they were interested in. And so they left, and Esther did not register the blue glass that she had seen. Then they had lunch. Now they're walking down to the cove. And as they're walking across the grass, they had to stop talking because they were surrounded by a flurry of butterflies that was so intense that if they didn't stop talking, they would be eating butterflies. And then they walked out of the cloud of butterflies, and a little boy is across the way on the grass, and he is coming toward them with very strong intent. Little boy. And Jerry said, "Look at that little guy. He looks like he knows us." And he walked right up to Esther and handed her a feather that he had found on the ground. And at that moment, Esther recalled 68 seconds of blue glass, 68 seconds of butterflies, 68 seconds of feather. And it had activated that in her vibration, in the other woman's too. But we promise you, the other woman did not see blue glass, butterflies, or feathers, because she was annoyed with the conversation. And even though it had been activated, just like her lover, just like her fortune, just like all of the things that she was asking for that she was also not letting in, she did not have a blue glass, butterfly, feather experience, but Esther did. And so this is the game you're playing as you identify those things that you don't have resistance about. That was the whole point. You don't have resistance about those things so you can easily let them in. Well, this woman had resistance about everything, so she didn't let it in. But more and more, as you let your mind think about the things that you care about softly with no resistance, and then you see how easily they come into your experience, here's the key. If you have deliberately intended something, an active desire that you're conscious of, as you move toward it, that's where that satisfaction comes. If there's no awareness that you care about it, then you could see signs all over the place. You could be inundated with all of those things, and it wouldn't be meaningful to you, and it wouldn't shore up your sense of worthiness. It wouldn't shore up your sense of invincibility. It wouldn't give you the evidence that you get to be or do or have whatever you want. There is no exception to this. There's no exception to this. There's no reason that you don't have everything that you want. Say that better. There is a reason that you don't have everything that you want. You're not letting it in because you're focused away from it instead of at it vibrationally. So what we're asking you to do here today is a different mindset than you may have heard from us before. We're asking you to focus with your mood. Focus your mood. Don't focus your thoughts. You focused your thoughts in step one. Step one is ask. Contrast helps you do it. That's when you focused your desire. You've been focusing your desire all of your life. Your desire has been focused. It's focused. Focus your mood. You focused your desire, and we all are focused upon your desire. That focus part has happened. The culminating has happened. It's on the verge of explosion into your experience if you will focus your mood. So what does that mean? It means don't pick a fight. And if somebody picks a fight with you, don't respond to the fight. Don't knee-jerk into it. Practice your mood. What's the easiest good feeling mood for you to find? For Esther, it's fun. It's fun for Esther. That's how she gets there. She can find fun in everything.
I think it's appreciation.
Appreciation is the highest vibrational frequency that there is in human form. Love and appreciation are right there together. Oh, there's more in non-physical. What? There's more in non-physical. The frequencies in non-physical go higher still. Sometimes you find them in meditation. You can't even identify them. Enough?
If I try to sneak in my daughter in the break again, is that okay? Just to feel the energy of the room.
We don't think that would be called sneaking anymore, do you?
Thank you.